body count?
20 plus. Yeah, I just don't know all of them.
When's the last time you had
A week ago.
a week? Was that like a boyfriend or
I don't know. He bought me this bag, though.
what do you look for in a guy?
I used to date for personality, but now I'm dating for money because you dudes be having the worst personality ever. Yeah, I'm a hoe to I don't care.
It's an evil world we live in.
You fucking shit!
Oh.
I have the pictures!
Oh, you're literally stabbing me. Oh.
Get out of my...
Yes, it's the Date Master, and yes, we're back again. I'm praying to the Most High Allah to send the asteroid, please. Send the asteroid. We're ready. If these are not the signs of the times that we're ready, I don't know what is. And there are a lot of channels. We have a lot of platforms now. The very mere fact that you have a new podcast, a new platform centered around dating and relationships every single day should show you the level that our society has fallen to. And this is the kicker. Most of the conversations, even by female content creators that have their own platforms, the center of the conversation is the women, if you haven't noticed. And I think a lot of women in the West love the attention to the point to where they don't even care what is being said about them, as long as they're the topic and center of attention and the topic of conversation. This is why I applaud the Passport Bros. This is why I salute, the RP space. People have their own critiques, but if you can't name anything without a critique. NBA has critiques, NFL has critiques, MLB has critiques. There's always going to be a critique. So thinking you're going to get the perfect space, it's not going to take place. It's not going to happen. Because where there's opportunity, there will be opportunist. Which is why you have the Just Pearly things blowing up. Not taking anything from her. But she's not doing anything other than echoing sentiments of men. Yet she's going to get 1,000% more support financially. She's going to get 1,000% more praise, shares, etc., comments, engagement, etc., because she's a Caucasian white woman. You see, men are victims of their own vices as well. They cannot get away from the female. In a space called the manosphere, you have thousands of men running to a female content creator who's speaking about the plight of men in the West when it comes to relationships. In a space called the manosphere. One thing I've learned about men, you cannot separate them from their simp ways. Life has to teach them. You cannot teach them. You cannot coach them. You cannot give them any type of game unless they truly want to seek improvement and change. Some men just come into the space because they're bored or because they're hurt. So they live vicariously through the creator who speaks on the topics that they can relate to. But again, you see the Brittany Renners, who's now admitting she's a 304. Meg Thee Stallion, who's admitted by action she's a 304. Glorilla, self-explanatory. Doja Cat, look at her. Lori Harvey, you have to sign an NDA to date me. Here you have a woman who took the name of another man who is not her biological father for clout because her mother advised her to do so. Not one talent, only beauty. I won't take that from her. She's a beautiful woman. But does not have anything of value. There's plenty of beautiful women. They come a dime a dozen. Here you have a woman that does not offer anything but beauty, and that's going to be in question because now it has been used by many men. So that now that has been tainted. telling you you have to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, to date her. And I blame you men. You can't help yourself. I understand. You cannot help yourself by jumping in the DM, playing the numbers game, because in this space, there's a lot of bad information being thrown around. And the number one type of information that is being passed that is destructive to men is to date as many women as you can, to sleep with as many women as you can, go for multiple women. Absolutely not. I know Myron Gaines, this is his thing. I get it. But I would say that is horrible advice, because the higher you go up, because remember, you're going to do the work first, right? We're going to create something of value, make ourselves of value first, right? So the more value that you invest in yourself, the more you become valuable, the less people should have access to you when it comes to casual encounters. Just like these NBA players think that these women that they come in contact with just so happen to know their schedule, that they were going to be at this private party. You know, I just ran into Kevin Garnett. I mean, yeah, he was at Walgreens, and they're ignorant because their focus is on the skill, the sport, the craft of basketball and playing football and many other sports, music. So they don't really have a lot of exposure or experience with women to know how the women came in proximity to them anyway in the first place. They think it was just miraculous circumstance which made her and him be in the same room at the same time. So telling men that they should date multiple women, sleep with multiple women, is destructive advice, which should not be given. Because if you're in the company of multiple women, you know how you got there. You know what it is about you. You know that you have the certain skills and gifts that cannot be taught to have this type of experience in life. So you cannot teach this. So when you try to teach this and you push this on men who are not built for this, they implode from the inside, or they get destroyed from the very women that they had no idea or did not have the skills to vet. This is why the dating game is over. See, this has become a business. See, your demise, your ignorance is their profit. See, if I make money off of this platform and my book, again, it is going to be something of value to help. It is not going to be preying on your ignorance to keep feeding me money to buy my merch, to buy this, to buy that, to buy this course, to buy that course. No, those days are over. If you haven't been paying attention to the climate, unless you're going into the situation with optimum and maximum power, dominance, knowledge of self, understanding your own value, and playing the game in a natural way, because monogamy is not natural to most men. It is a defect or a default setting in America, in the West, because the women think that they're better than you, so therefore you have to play by their rules. If you're playing by their rules, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. It's a wrap. Cancel Christmas. You're not going to win playing their game. You win by not playing the game. And the ones who made their own game, he cannot lose at a game that he created, because you made the rules. Therefore, you know the rules. So if a woman wants to come into your presence and, dating, whatever, it has to be by your rules. You're still trying to play the game. You're still on the hamster wheel. You're still waiting on the Most High to bless you with an entrepreneurial spirit. You're waiting on the Most High to bless you with the drive to make yourself better than what you were yesterday or last month or last year. You think you're just going to wake up and it's going to be in you. No, you have to seek it. And you seek it by reaching down and looking at your life. Looking at how you look. Do you look the way you want to look? Are you driving the car that you want to drive? Are you living in the house or condo that you want to live in? If you're not, dating should not even be on your mind. But we all have the biological urge to release. I understand that, but to the winner be the spoils. You can either feed your carnal urges and desires, or you can suppress them and get in your bag and align with the Most High. You can't do both. You cannot do both. But for the most part, the dating game is over. This is why I'm seeing countless women. It's quite hilarious. I see countless women still waiting on Mr. Right. Still, what's the new phrase? I'm waiting on my person. These are women in their late 30s, 40s, and some even pushing 50. After all the men that they have been through and that has been through them, all of the sneaky links, all of the married men that they've slept with on the low that they think no one knows about, they think the Most High is going to bless them with a man better than the men that they, one, put in the friend zone, two, had a good thing going with and they sabotaged and ruined it, and three, did debauchery in the downtime. They think the Most High is going to send them a man better than all of them in their mid-30s, early 40s. This is why you have to get far away from a fool, because a fool will destroy you. A fool will destroy you because the fool cannot go by themselves. A fool cannot go alone. That's why they latch on to people. They have this last minute window where they try to beat the buzzer. They get the best that they can get right before the door is shut, because they'll be damned if they live a life of misery alone. So they pull you in because they know you have these carnal desires that you cannot control. Just take a look at the thumbnail, and go and look at each one of these women's pages and listen to their rhetoric. Listen to what they're talking about. It's over. Ladies, I'm sorry to tell you, but the chickens are coming home to roost. So you think you're just gonna go through life, no consequence, no paying the piper, no paying what's due. Oh, no. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. We all have transgression that we must pay for. A receipt, an invoice is on its way to your door, and you're going to have to pay in full. Some is going to be paid in full plus interest. But nonetheless, it is a wrap. You have to build yourself, build something of value that won't betray you. Then you bring the woman that you properly vet, that understands what you've done and what you're looking to do with her. A lot of these women that come in your life, just ask yourself, out of all the women you've been with, how many of them have added value to you versus taken away? Some can say maybe one. Maybe one. They're not looking for love. They're looking for help. They're looking for companionship because they don't want to die alone. They don't have your best interest at heart. They're not looking to build anything with you. It's a wrap. But again, I got plenty more content on the way. Shout out to the new subscribers. I know I've not been providing you with the daily content that I usually do, but I'm going to make that up as always. But you guys let me know what you think about this video, the state of the game. You know, what are your thoughts? Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Date Master.